Hello, this is Eden with Helixx VR. Today I'll be reviewing Star Shelter. As a disclaimer, this review is based on the pre-release version. Certain things may have changed after release. Star Shelter is a built-for-VR survival game for HTC Vive and Oculus Rift by Overflow. They're the same developers behind Adobe and Conductor. It's along the same lines as Subnautica or Don't Starve in that you have to explore, find resources and craft items to survive. As a warning, this game does not hold your hand. As is common in survival games, you're left to figure out a lot of things yourself. I'll quickly take you through the basics of the game. You have stats for oxygen, power, hunger and health. Running out of power isn't much of an issue as it just inconveniences your collection of resources, but if your oxygen or hunger drops to 0, your health will drop and you'll soon die. You move about by either using thrusters or grabbing surfaces to manoeuvre yourself about. You can also propel yourself with the gun in a pinch. The thrusters use oxygen, so you have to be careful not to overuse them. You'll spend your time exploring space and collecting resources. You can use those to repair and upgrade various things in your ship as well as other things. Your ship will often take damage that needs patching up. You can create upgrades from simple ones like plant pots to grow food and plants to create oxygen, to shield generators to protect the ship. You can also upgrade your suit. To collect resources, you will deconstruct things that you find in space for their raw materials. You can also find items such as seeds and canisters of oxygen and power. One of the first things that you'll do in the game is look for an oxygen canister, but when you get oxygen plants, you can then return to your ship to refill the oxygen. At the moment, if you die, then any items in your inventory or the ship inventory will disappear, as well as any resources you've collected. Any ship upgrades will persist. This is apparently being tinkered with by the developers, so it is subject to change. You can also find research points in spaceships or space stations. These are items which you can drop into slots on the research menu. These are the basics of the game. Graphically, the game is good, particularly for something made by 2 people. It's not exactly AAA graphics, but floating around in space looks amazing. There isn't much sound to the game, but it's all fitting. The game is releasing at approximately $15, €15 or £11, with a 10% discount. Even in the current pre-release state, I feel like it's worth it based on the amount of fun I've had trying to survive. The game is going to early access and there are plans to add more content, so there's more to look forward to as well. I do have to say, and again with the disclaimer that I've been playing the pre-release version even before early access, that I have come across a few bugs. Luckily, it's mostly been minor things, graphical issues and the like. A couple have already been fixed since reporting them. The only major one is an issue some people are experiencing with the game not creating a save file. The devs are aware of it. Until it's fixed, they recommend sending the executable file to run as an administrator if you experience this. To conclude the review, Star Shelter is a really fun survival game. If you're anything like me, you'll die repeatedly, but figure out more and more while doing so, until you figure out how to survive. It gives that feeling of wanting to keep going and do better next time. It's reasonably priced and worth picking up even as it is now, but it should improve even more as development goes on. It's quickly made its way to one of my personal top VR games, in spite of the issues I've encountered. Once again, this was Eden from Helixx VR. If you'd like to see more content like this, please remember to like and subscribe.